What up, nomads, and welcome back to the Capsule Suitcase, where I share fashion, packing, and travel tips for the stylish nomad. They say it's recommended to get to the airport 3 hours before an international flight. That typically gives you time to check any bags, get through security, customs, and find your gate. Maybe even time for a snack and a stop at the bathroom. But if you're like me, you might like to play it fast and loose with your pre-departure timing. Sometimes I even make it a bit of a game to see just how fast I can get through security. Most of the time, it's just for fun, but sometimes it's because I really did cut it too close. Either way, I have loads of tips, and in this video, I'm sharing my best hacks for getting through security fast. This advice can either help you earn back a bit of extra time to, say, visit an airport lounge before your flight, or for you last-minute folks out there, my advice might just be the difference between you making or missing your flight. Let's go. Before getting into the tips, be aware that planning your travel on the day of requires understanding the factors and obstacles that can slow you down. Before even leaving your house, things like traffic, construction detours, and the availability of Ubers and taxis can significantly put you behind. If you're leaving at 4 a.m., pre-booking your Uber the night before can make sure you're not waiting an extra 20 minutes to be picked up. Let's start with the tips that cost nothing. Be organized. If you tend to run late, chances are you're a little on the disorganized side. Unfortunately, this could hurt you as you navigate airport checkpoints. To me, being organized includes knowing the exact flight number, time, airline, terminal number, and gate if the gate info is available already. Downloading the airline app and turning on flight notifications can help you keep track of gate changes and delays in the hours leading up to your flight. Second, having all the requirements for travel, including visas, COVID tests, and proof of vaccination ready to go. Before COVID-19 entered our lives, I was fully digital and never printed boarding passes or anything. Now I feel like I need one of those plastic sleeves that people wear around their necks with their passport and documents all printed out. Between the COVID tests and the vaccination cards, having all your paperwork ready to show before makes it all so much easier once you're at the airport. My second tip is to fly at strategic times. When it comes to airport busyness, some things can be predicted in advance. Holiday busyness, business travel rush, weekend rush, and then on the flip side, there are some things that you can't predict, like having a whole middle school basketball team going through security at the same time as you. Early morning flights are usually pretty efficient because they're filled with business and frequent flyers who are generally more experienced and know the drill. However, I do recommend avoiding flying on Friday or Sunday evenings between 4 and 8 p.m. when it's a mix of business travelers returning home for the weekend and leisure travelers coming to and from their weekend getaways. Tip 3 is to keep an eye on wait times. You can do this online. MyFlight, App in the Air, Kayak, and MyTSA are a few apps that allow you to monitor the status of the queue several hours before your scheduled departure time, helping you to make a more informed decision about when to arrive at the airport. This information is also available on many airport websites, especially the ones with multiple TSA checkpoints. Even as you're arriving at the airport, if there are several TSA checkpoints and you're already checked in, it might be possible for you to get dropped off at the door of the airport closest to the checkpoint with the shortest line. Tip number 4 is to follow the rules. Another tip that costs nothing: cooperate with airport staff and follow the guidelines and instructions. Unless you're using a pre-check lane, remember to take your laptop out of its case and place it in its own bin. Make sure any liquids in your carry-on bag are put in a clear plastic bag. Before passing through security, throw out any liquid-filled plastic bottles and ensure your reusable bottles are empty. If your bag contains a bottle containing liquid, however small, it will need to be rescreened, which will take some extra time. Some airports have plenty of security staff to usher your goods through the conveyor belt and the scanners, but others are a little bit more DIY and require you to push your stuff all the way through. Make sure you know what's expected of you so you don't hold up the line by not moving your own bins along. Finally, as soon as you've passed through the metal detectors and body scanners, Immediately collect your items off of the belt and reassemble yourself away from the screening area and the line. The faster you remove your goods, the faster the rest of the line can move. Everyone else will appreciate it, I promise you. Plus, being polite and friendly at the airport can really pay off. It doesn't cost you anything to be friendly, even if some TSA employees aren't the nicest. Have some empathy, because they have a difficult job that is made even more difficult by increasing crowds and a shortage of TSA staff. A TSA agent may send you through the priority line if you're running late for your flight, or if you're traveling with small children and need assistance. So it's easier if you're friends with them, and it never hurts to ask. Also, when they ask you to have your documentation ready, make sure you're paying attention. Between the COVID tests and the vaccination cards and the boarding passes and the passports and the visas, there's plenty more paperwork to handle and check at security checkpoints. Like I said earlier in this video, you can make everyone's lives easier by having those ready to take out quickly. Tip number 5 is another tip for going through security. Make it easy on yourself by wearing the appropriate clothes. When going through security, you want to be as unremarkable as possible. Keep your jewels, belts, cell phones, and other large metal items stowed away in your carry-on. Before you put your jacket through the X-ray machine, place things like jewelry and keys in the pockets so you can pretty much just put on your jacket and go, and not have a bunch of little things floating around in the plastic tray. Better still, use packing pouches and bags to organize your small goods before you go through security, so you don't have to remove all of them and put them back on in a rush. You can just grab that pouch and go. Most airports still need you to remove your shoes to pass through metal detectors, so don't wear sandals, or wear them with socks, I guess, but make sure you are wearing socks and shoes that are easy to remove, because it's going to be necessary for you to take them off and walk through security, and you don't want to be doing that barefoot. Plus, having socks will be a lot warmer once you're on the plane, which can sometimes be cold. All right, moving on to tips that require a bit of cash and preparation, starting with priority screening programs. First, TSA PreCheck and Global Entry. In the United States, the TSA's PreCheck program is the cheapest priority program to speed up your airport trip. Travelers apply in person at an application center where you must present the necessary information, paperwork, and your fingerprints. In addition, you'll need an unexpired US government-issued picture identification and proof of citizenship, such as a passport or a driver's license and birth certificate, to qualify for TSA PreCheck. Once you've been accepted, you'll be given a designated known traveler number, which you can use to book domestic flights. When flying from a domestic airport, it will display on your boarding pass and allow you to queue for expedited screening. At this time of filming, TSA PreCheck costs around $85 USD for a 5-year application. Global Entry is a step above that, as it offers expedited customs screening for international air travelers entering and leaving the United States, and it's valid for 5 years. In Canada, Global Entry is called Nexus, and it's a program that goes both ways for US and Canada borders. So if you're Canadian, get a Nexus pass, and you'll get all the perks of Global Entry and TSA PreCheck when in the USA. This is personally my favorite hack, since it's saved me hours over the past 3 years. Many travel-focused or premium credit cards offer discounts that can be used to cover the cost of TSA PreCheck or Global Entry applications, which is how I avoided the $100 price. Clear is a program that allows passengers to bypass security lines at more than 50 major airports and some sports stadiums. TSA does not run this program. Instead, AllClear, a private publicly traded company, does. Clear members may go straight to the front of security lines in major airports by scanning their iris and boarding passes, a completely touchless process. Clear avoids the need for traditional documentation by relying on your eyes and face to confirm your identity. It converts these biometrics into an encrypted code unique to you and can be used for check-in validation. Begin by going online or downloading the Clear mobile app. It should only take you 5 minutes to complete the process at any of the participating airport locations. You'll then skip to the front of the regular line, or if you have PreCheck, the front of the PreCheck line. Airside Mobile, a private company headed by former TSA personnel, has created a free app called Mobile Passport. It's available on Apple iOS and also on Google Android, and it lets you use a separate, faster passport control line when visiting certain airports and ports. Rather than waiting in line to prove to a person, machine, or both that you are who you say you are, use this app to send your information and a selfie to Customs and Border Protection. CBP will authorize you again to use the app and provide you with a QR code receipt to present on your phone, allowing you to bypass passport control by using a special lane. Mobile Passport is now available at 27 airports and 4 cruise ship ports throughout the United States, with a few exceptions such as Washington, Dulles, LaGuardia, and Detroit at the time of recording this video. Although the software is not difficult to use, you should download it ahead of time. I've rarely been in a passport control zone with a robust Wi-Fi or cell data signal really anywhere in the world. Because the free version of the program only saves your information for 4 hours and lacks a document scanner, you'll have to enter your information each time you travel manually. The premium version, Mobile Passport Plus, costs $15 a year, and if you travel frequently and it's available at your favorite airports, it might be worth it. The next series of tips focuses on the perks of airline status. Airline Elite status is one of the fastest ways to get expedited security checkpoint access. For example, Southwest Airlines A-List and A-List preferred members can use the Flyby Priority Airport Security Checkpoint to get through security faster. This benefit is frequently, but not always, given to companions going with the Elite member. It's always worth attempting to bring them along. Just ask. Don't worry if you don't have Elite status with any airline yet. Achieving it can be simple and easy, and several airline co-branded credit cards provide Elite status through sign-up bonuses. Even the lowest status at airlines like Air Canada give you priority access to the baggage check-in counters, which has saved me personally a lot of time. It also means your bags are first off the plane, which when in a hurry getting out of the airport can also be a major perk. Next tip is a bit counterintuitive, but sometimes it's a time saver to check a bag. If you've checked in advance and prepaid any luggage fees, usually checking a bag can be pretty quick. Then you have even less to carry through airport security, and fewer items to scan usually means you can be quicker through TSA. But take this tip with the warning that lines for checking in bags can also be quite long, and cutoff times for checked bags are usually 1 to 2 hours before your flight, especially if you're traveling internationally. Okay, last tip. We do live in a capitalistic world, so this list would be incomplete without the ultimate time saver, traveling in first class. Flying in first class or business class not only gives you a better in-flight experience most of the time, but for most airlines, it gives you priority baggage check-in, preferential access to shorter airport security lines, and priority boarding. Think of it like the ultimate Disney park fast pass. Do keep in mind though that if you don't have global entry or something similar, Customs and Border Control can still take a long time, no matter how rich you are. And that's it, friends. Remember these tips next time you're planning a trip, and don't get discouraged if you get to the airport and it seems quite busy. Applying these tips will definitely help you get through that much quicker. See you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel tips like these. Happy travels! Thanks for watching this video until the end. For more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the Capsule Suitcase and turn on notifications so you get all the fresh content as soon as it comes out. Thanks for supporting this channel. Happy travels!